This is the Healey Brothers Show.
All right, well, welcome back to the Healey Brothers Show. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about our technology, customer experience, and how it's helping grow the customer journey for us and to interact with them. And it just makes their process a lot easier as customers, which is the most important thing. They come first. They're number one. They're what keeps us in business, and what we strive to be best at is helping them. So two products that we use now, one's for safety and for performance as well, and security for the customer. And the other one is to help remind them. Just two good technology tools that we recently partnered with. One's Informativ and one's Unotifi. So first, I want to talk about why it's so important to enhance the customer experience, why we have to grow with technology and use it to our benefit, but also to help the customer. So let's start with Informativ. If one of you guys want to chat with it, what it is, how it helps us, and what it does for the consumer.
So there's two aspects of Informativ. One is a credit bureau system where we're able to do a soft pull on our customer's credit prior to doing a hard pull. There's no impact to their credit bureau by doing it this way, but it provides the dealership and the banking with all the information that we need in order to get you approved. The other side of it is compliance. So there's a driver's license scanning tool, and it also determines whether or not that license is fraudulent or not. It does verifying of certain documents that we scan into it. What we want to do is alleviate having paper copies all over the place. And 95% of dealerships in today's world still have copies everywhere. It's on one desk here or in a picture in a salesperson's cell phone somewhere. I mean, and that's across all industries. I mean, think about how many times you have to write your social security number down at a dentist, doctor's office. I mean, there's information everywhere. And what this tool does is alleviate that by storing it within their own software that is not accessible to anyone other than management level within the dealership.
Right. Yeah. So Dill, just touch on why it's so important for customer safety and what it's actually doing to protect their information.
Yeah, well,
because you're in the show every day. You're seeing every day. You work with the tool and the teams.
Yeah. So we used it as a preventative characteristic of our business. There's so many dealerships out there that, are losing tens of thousands of dollars, every month, every year due to fraud. So we kind of got together as a management team and said, how do we prevent this from happening to us before it hits us and then we react to it? So, we partnered with Informativ. It does, increase the speed of deals. And by that, I mean that it allows you to send secure links to customers' emails where you could gather information from them. So insurance card, registration,
pay
stubs, proof of residency. So, we're in the time where it's the convenience age, especially my age and, even older than me, where everybody, they work on convenience. So we work a ton of deals over the phone. And this allows us to use secure lines, secure email links that sends into our system where we could go and formulate a deal completely remote and in the showroom. It does have a great, top of the line security check on driver's license. So, if there's anything fraudulent or raises any flags, they are over secure rather than under secure, and we'll catch it before, something bad happens where we release a vehicle to a customer never to see them again. So it was a preventative measure taken by us. And, we're still in the process of learning it and optimizing it, but so far it's been good.
Yeah, and it's also it's growing with us too. They're developing their technology to be more efficient, speed up, like you said, speed up the deal, and also give that customer peace of mind that their data is safe with us. It's
right.
Going to secure platforms. No one else can see it. It's very limited, and Informativ. The security levels they have on all this data is so beyond what any other dealership is probably doing in today's day and age.
Right.
And I think, we're all instances where we text the customer. It's just how easy it is. We do it, but it's not the right way to do it. Now everything's done through secure links, secure dashboard, over the phone, and there's no worry for that consumer. Oh, like I'm going to lose my data.
And
Which is
the
huge.
salesperson is notified that the customer has provided that information, but the salesperson then doesn't have access to that information. They can just pull a driver's license, but if you send in your proof of residency, your pay stub, a bankruptcy clearance letter, anything like that that has personal information on it, the average employee doesn't have access to it. The finance director will have access to it, the general manager of the store who might be submitting the application, but it's all secured within Informative's dashboard.
Right.
Which is the difference versus just sending a text message, hey, can you send me your proof of residency, get it back, and now it's on that salesperson's phone until they delete it.
And it's also moving the dealerships to the 21st century, paperless. That's the goal here. We're a little old school with paper in the dealer world, but we're getting with it. So now let's talk about pre-qual. If we want to explain what a pre-qual is for the customer, because it's not a hard pull on your credit. It doesn't affect your credit. Let's just touch on that, what a pre-qual actually is, and then we'll move into the customer-facing part of the tool that customers can fill out.
Yeah, and this was the other part of Informative that we saw value in. Their pre-qualification is a direct replica of the hard pull, right? The actual credit bureau. So it allows us, with no impact to the customer's credit bureau, to see an identical credit bureau as what you would do in a hard pull. So,
which is crucial for the customer because they're always so worried about the
right.
credit issue.
And there's times where customers, even though they sign a consent form where they accuse dealerships of pulling their credit and having an impact to their credit without giving them authority, let alone it's in all the disclosures that you give us. So it kind of got in front of that, and it protects us from any of those complaints too, because it is a soft pull, no harm to your credit. But it's been great. Within that system, as you do the soft pull, that's where you present the numbers off of, and then you go ahead and you do a hard pull. That hard pull then gets pushed to the banks.
And a lot of people want to know where they stand because they haven't had their credit.
They want to know their buying power.
But they're not ready to buy a car yet. So by doing the soft pull, you're not getting affected by doing a hard credit pull, which that's changed over the years too. I mean, it used to be where every single time your credit was looked at, it dropped just slightly. Where now it's changed where if you have a hard credit pull and then 5 banks look at your credit, but you also go to another dealer and they run it again, it's still considered one purchasing transaction. So it counts as one. It doesn't count as 9 times like it used to.
Right.
But if you're not ready to buy a car for 90 days, but you want to know where you're at, where you stand, what your buying ability is, the soft pulls where the advantage is, because you're not going to do a hard credit pull today and then again 90 days from now you're going to do a soft pull.
Right.
And that's where it.
Yeah, and also the customer can do it themselves. So say you have a salesperson you work with or someone you work with, they could send you a link. You could do it in, I think it takes 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, 30 seconds to fill out your information. And you know where you stand, you know your buying power. Also, they can go to any of our websites, click on the pre-qual, fill out the application, and know where they stand. And look at inventory, and for if they're not ready, 60, 90, 120 days, they can then proceed knowing where they stand, and they could check it as many times as they like. Because they could pay off bills, they can come out, they could fix their credit somewhat in time and kind of have a better idea. And it's a great tool. It gives customers peace of mind and not worrisome, oh my God, my credit, I don't know what it is, kind of a thing. So
and I can't tell you how many times a customer comes in and they're just, looking around shopping, starting their shopping stages. They don't want to do the whole, soft credit pull or anything like that. And we're totally, adaptable to that customer's shopping preferences. So, you give rough estimates on numbers and they love the vehicle, and all of a sudden they leave, they think about it, they talk with their spouse or their loved one or their family, whatever it is, and then they're ready to buy it. So you would go, our salespeople send a link to our website, they fill out the soft pull, get all that data in, and then we go, that's how we'll work, several deals across a given month. So.
Yeah, and we're also have other places you do. You could scan it off the TV. If you see one of our ads, you could scan it in 2 seconds off one of our marketing ads. Off social media, you can click right there and fill out a pre-qual. So it's all over to give you the own tools you need to proceed with your shopping for a vehicle from us. All right, so moving on, That's one step that we do. That's one tool we have for the customer, protecting their data and also giving them an opportunity to find out their buying power. Now we have this other new tool, which is, we all know we're in the text world today. So everyone loves to text. I mean, I do it with my dentist, my hairdresser. I'm sure we all do the same. You could do it with the gym, whatever it is. Everything is text based. And this new product, Unotifi, which has been great for us. We just rolled it out to all our stores. It has enhanced our texting capabilities. Do you just want to touch on what Unotifi is and how we brought it into our stores recently?
Yeah. So the biggest complaint you hear from customers is status updates and not being able to get somebody on the phone. No matter what dealership you go to, those are the two biggest complaints.
And not just ours, it's all over.
It's like
crazy.
it's national, industry wide customer updates and getting somebody on the phone. So to be proactive, we onboarded Unotifi, which allows us to open communication through text. Incoming calls, especially service related, are the hardest things to deal with. The text messaging allows for, whether you're at the store level as a service advisor, a dispatcher, the service manager, or you're at our BDC, it allows you to communicate with the customer. So the customer comes, they get checked in, or it confirms their appointment, just like you would do at a dentist office, or when I get my hair cut, but it confirms the appointment, customer replies to us. And then while we have their vehicle, we do have the ability to communicate with that customer. It's been really good for us. It's really reduced the amount of phone calls that we have to, take and try to get somebody at the store level to answer the questions, status updates, whatever it is. So it's really dramatically dropped our incoming phone calls. But now you have this layer of texting that you got to be on. People want quick responses. So I think the BDC is happy with it because now they just,
so multiple people can see it too. That's the best part. It's not just one person reliant. So the manager could see it, our assistant managers could see it, a BDC could see it, and they could pick up and make sure you're holding each other accountable, which is huge.
Right.
So it's not like one call comes in and goes to voicemail and only one person knows where that voicemail is. Now you're seeing a text where layers of people could see it. If it's not responded to, you could act on it and make sure that customer is being updated. Right. And our consumer experience and the satisfaction of them has drastically increased. And we saw a big increase here at Hyundai when we just had the Hyundai meeting that really showed that, hey, we're on top of it. We're responding to customers and we're alleviating that bottleneck of someone jumping down your throat want to know updates about their car.
Right. So not only does it confirm appointments and allows us as a team to respond to status updates, it also helps us with outreach. So it'll give customers notifications about the services that were either declined or are upcoming. And it also allows us to do recall campaigns. So it allows us to, reach out to a ton of customers when a recall comes out to make sure that we're letting them know that they have an open recall on their vehicle and to bring it in and allow us to take care of it. So it's helped us tremendously. I believe there was a statistic where 90% of consumers prefer texting over getting on the phone. And of course, you're still going to have those customers that they need explanations, especially in service. They're complex vehicles. They're complex repairs. A lot of times they do need an explanation verbally, but just to be able to capitalize on that and the true value add of talking with a customer, all the ancillary things of being able to text communicate with customers, hey, your car's ready, come on in and pick it up. Those, menial tasks have kind of gone, they've gone away. So,
yeah, I mean, it just speeds it up the process as well. So, the texting feature is just another tool we have that's more efficient. We had the texting feature, just wasn't as good. Right. This new tool really upped the game and allows us to, like I said, the customer experience is drastically changed and drastically got better. All our stores will be using it, and we've just seen night and day with less bad reviews coming in and people saying, hey, you don't get back to me. Hey, I didn't know I had this recall done. Hey, this recall needs to be done today, kind of a thing.
It's also helped us post-service. So it does reach out and get a temperature feel post-service. Hey, how did everything go? And it lets us get ahead of those, one-star reviews where somebody will respond back to the text. It went way longer than I anticipated, than I was told, whatever it was. And, that'll prompt the service manager or the advisor to hop on and, try to figure out something that creates some goodwill for that customer. So it does let us get ahead of those 1-star reviews. And you could see it just across,
It
multiple
seems
of
like
our stores that
just communicating sets the expectation better, whether it's going to be longer. If you're just letting them know what's going on, they tend to kind of understand like what's going on. Like, oh, okay, I know that's why it took 30 minutes longer. Just a simple text saying, hey, we had to do this. We just had to double check something on the car.
Right.
But the customer, if you're not telling them, they're like, what the hell? It was just an oil change kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing how communication goes so far in this industry,
and that's
especially
like
in service.
That's like the biggest complaint is always communication. Like, and we just need to get better. And this is the way we're doing it to get with the times and deliver.
Yeah, and it's not easy.
On our promises.
They're high volume, right? We're servicing a lot of cars across all of our brands every single day. You have a lot of customers that are looking for answers or looking for updates. It's, there's nothing easy about it, but the texting feature has 100% helped us as a whole, as an entire team, whether you're in store or at our BDC. It's really helped.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and follow us at Healey Brothers on all social platforms.